I've had some requests about meditation, about doing classes in it, about writings I've done. There's going to be quite a section in the Lohan book that I'm writing right now about it. But because I've had some people ask me directly for some meditation help or instruction, I thought that I'd make a couple of quick videos, hopefully quick videos, to get people to get started on a foundation. Meditation instruction is really simple at the beginning. It really is, like how to meditate. The instructions are simple. It's the practice that's hard. So what I generally do is I studied under the abbot of the Wat Dhamma temple in Thailand, Luang Por. And his method is really easy to pass on and fairly easy to follow. It's just difficult to actually make the practice your own. So I'm just going to pass that on in this video here. It starts off with simply a few different things, two of them in fact. You have to have a focal point in your body. So martial artists who are generally who I teach, I tell them that Dantian is not a bad idea, right? Something along the midline is always good. And Dantian, or just below the navel, the abdominal area, is generally what we end up using as an origin point of movement anyway in martial arts. So being able to place your mind there isn't a bad thing, right? Because it's going to bolster the rest of your training. So you have your focal point, and then a silent recitation. And the silent recitation is a 2-syllable word that you'll repeat silently in your mind over and over as though you were speaking it to your focal point. And the point of that is that the mind is constantly cluttered with various things. So, in the scriptures, they'll tell you that it's the 10,000 things. Basically, it means that the mind leaps around a lot. They call it the monkey mind. It's always going from this topic to that topic. So meditation is to calm the mind, but it's very difficult to go from 10,000 to 0. So the idea behind a focal point in a silent recitation is that you're trying to take it down to 2 things, right? A cadence of a 2-syllable word in my head gives me something that I can sort of hear, just like listening to the beat in a musical piece, right? It kind of is trance-inducing. It allows me to focus on it really, really simply. And having a physical space in the body gives me something that gives me a physical sensation. Just like if I were to say, put your mind on the tip of your finger, suddenly you can feel the tip of your finger, right? You can tell kind of what the temperature is, if the air is moving, these kinds of things. So we want to bring the attention of the mind to a single point, and then take up the intention of the mind, or the brain power, if you will, for now, by doing the silent recitation, speaking it to the focal point. And that's it. Meditation is the process of returning to meditation. So when you realize you're no longer doing that, right? So I'm in a comfortable space, I'm sitting comfortably, I'm safe, all of the good things. And I start doing my silent recitation to my focal point, and I notice I'm thinking about, did I turn the fan on in the other room or whatever? I have to acknowledge that I'm doing that and just go back to what I'm up to. That's all there is to it. But that's a lot harder than it sounds. Meditations all basically start here. There's a lot of different methods, a lot of different religious methods that come later on if you wanted to get into that sort of thing. But the bottom line is you're trying to take a good look at your mind and bring your mind under control. So that's where I recommend people start. My teacher, his recommendation for the layperson was to do 3 5-minute meditations a day. That's it. 15 minutes a day. Okay? Everybody can find 5 minutes. Everybody. Nobody's life is so busy they can't find 5 minutes to themselves. So if you're willing to put in the time and the effort, maybe put a reminder in your phone or whatever, sit for those 5 minutes. And no kidding, you'll notice a change in 30 days. Try to do it 30 days without taking a day off. No days off. And you'll start to see what the benefit of meditation is right then and there. Now, it's an internal war. You might hate it. You might have all sorts of emotions come up. You might be angry. You might be sad. This is stupid. This isn't going to work. That is literally the point. You're going to end up hearing your internal dialogue. rather than being distracted by the external world around us. You shut out the external world so that you can hear what's actually happening inside. And the very first stage of meditative training is getting to the point that you can hear that. If you can't hear that, I mean, what are you working on?